Yes.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel.
This is not your show. This is my show. No, don't shut up. I want to hear from you and like your opinions on stuff. And yes, this is going to be all about relationships and.
Oh, we're already started?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
We don't need no perfect intro or whatever. These are just our friends. So, you guys. I have a whole list of questions here from Instagram about what you want to know about our relationship, our marriage, and our parenting. So we have a couple of interesting tips to share with you and stuff that works for us that I think might be helpful for you guys. So I wanted to sit down and do this video with my favorite dude.
I don't even know the questions, so I don't know how many tips I'm going to be able to give you, but I'll do my best.
You have tips, don't you?
I don't know the questions, so I don't know if I have tips.
Well, you're good good at being married, so you could just talk about
that. Yeah, I'll take that compliment all day.
All you have to do is just tell them what you do.
Okay.
It's so simple.
Let's go.
So first, we'll start with how do you balance your time with two small children? This is a really good question because, as you guys know, we are business owners, and we both work full-time. I don't really work full-time. I work part-time right now. I work as much as I can.
We both work part-time.
And yeah, you do too, kind of, because we
work out of the house with two kids in quarantine.
It's COVID right now. This year has been crazy, especially crazy for us. I mean, as you guys probably know, we've been working at home for this whole time with LiveLeanTV practically. Well, for at least the last 5 years.
Pretty much. I've had offices here and there, but
right, that's true. Yeah. So how long would you say we've been exclusively working from home? At least 2 years.
No, at least, the majority of the time.
Yeah. But when we were in San Diego, we had an office and stuff. Yeah, it was different. But since we've been in this new home, we have not had an office at all. So we've been 100% working from home for 2 straight years. But then this year has been extra difficult because, as you guys know, it's quarantine everything since March. We haven't even had any place for the kids to go, and we can't even go to Starbucks and get some quiet, or we can't go anywhere. So it's been tough.
Yeah, I used to just go to the public library just up the street, but that's shut down.
Yeah.
So, to answer the question, how do you balance your time with two small children? It's communication, I guess, is the biggest thing. It's about figuring out kind of who quote unquote is on at certain times. So this is my work time, this is your parenting time, and then try to do whatever possible to keep the kids away from the other parent while the parent's working, which doesn't always work out so well.
It's not perfect, but I was going to say prioritizing. We prioritize what needs to get done. Do you have something more pressing, or do I have something more pressing? So we communicate about that, and then whoever has the most pressing, most prioritized task gets their time while the other one watches the kids. So that's how we balance it. We also,
it's not perfect though.
No.
It's not perfect.
We struggle for sure. I mean, I think we struggle as much as any parent who's going through this quarantine with young kids in the house and trying to work. It's hard for all of us. So I don't want to sit here and act like we have it perfect. It's been a real struggle.
It's a struggle.
And you guys should know that. But we are getting things done. Yeah. And I think the way we do that is, like you said, by helping each other.
Yeah. Given the situation and this amount of stuff that we've got done during this quarantine, I think we should be patting ourselves on the back. But we just know how much more we could be doing if we weren't in this situation, and if we had, an office and more help and this and that.
Or if the kids could go to school or daycare or do things that they would have been able to do. Yeah.
So we're doing the best we can do. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah. So that's basically how we balance our time.
So you're going to give people a shout out who asked the question? Or
S. Holland17, thank you for that question. So one from Jaquita8A, money, power, or good looks? Which would you rather have an unlimited supply? Well, you already have unlimited good looks.
So do you.
Oh, Bill.
Money, power.
Is it money or power?
Or good looks. See, okay, let me break this down. So if you have money, you can have a lot of plastic surgery and hire chefs, hire personal trainers to give yourself good looks. And then power, money definitely can drive power. So money, power, or good looks.
You have more power when you have more money?
You have more money. When you have unlimited money, you have all the power.
And the good looks.
I'm going money.
So money.
See, I should see how I logically think that through. Money.
I don't know. Power sounds appealing to me, but I just like, what kind of power? Like, what do I have the powers to do? Are we talking about like superpowers? Like I can fly, I can be invisible.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Because my take of that was power as an influence.
Yeah, I
So
don't know.
if you're talking superhero power, I think I would probably take power, because then again, when you're a superhero, you can rob banks to get money and stuff. So depends on what you mean by power, but I'm sticking with money.
All that's going through your head is how do I get all three instead of choosing.
Why wouldn't I think that way?
I like that mindset. That's cool.
Yeah. So what's your answer?
I'm gonna go with power, but I want like supernatural powers.
Yeah,
Okay?
I like that question though.
Yeah. So from Sue Pakayis, how can I get my spouse to enjoy fitness? Parenting styles and differences to accommodate. This is tough because I've been in the situation before where the person I was with was not into fitness, and not like completely not into it, but just not the way that I am. Like it wasn't a part of their life as much as it is important to me. So I think there's really not a whole lot you can do. Right?
Is that like passing it off to me?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you're going to agree or disagree with me, but if you're with someone who doesn't share that passion with you, is there anything you can do to give them that passion, or do they need to find it on their own?
Okay, so I'm going to kind of pick away at the way that you worded it, because words are powerful. I'm always such a guy, like a big purveyor of the words that you're using and the words that you're saying have immense power in what happens. You say, how can I get my spouse to enjoy fitness? As in, it's your role, your responsibility to get him to do something. So that's setting that expectation right there, that it's your role to get him to do something. You got to kind of flip that. It's not your role. In my opinion, it's your role to influence him based on your own actions. So that's what I always say when I get asked that question is, how can I get my significant other to, get in shape? You don't nag them to get in shape. You don't tell them to get in the shape. You lead by example. So when he's seeing you preparing delicious food, going to the gym, seeing your energy increase, seeing your body recompose and getting lean and strong, that's going to influence him to try to do the same thing, because he's going to be like, man, she's keeping her game strong. She's leveling up her life. Yeah. She may leave my... Can I swear on this channel?
No, not on this show.
I can't swear on this show.
Because kids might be watching.
She may leave my butt if I don't level up myself to her. So then that's when he's going to take the lead and start doing the same thing. So that's what I would say is lead by example. Do not go that nagging approach. Go the approach of, doing it, getting the results, and he will follow.
Yeah, but I would warn you not to do that in a sneaky way, not like doing your own fitness thing, like just so that he will notice and transform. I think you need to do your thing, do what makes you truly happy, authentically happy, because he's gonna notice if you're just kind of faking it. Oh, I feel so fantastic after my workout today. He's gonna be like, that's fake.
I'm not saying to fake it by any means.
Yeah, so don't overplay it and blow it out of proportion. Just be really real and live your fitness life and live your best life. And then, people are always influenced by the ones they're around. Mm-hmm. So whether he likes it or not, he's gonna notice everything that you're doing and kind of get that energy from you. We all share energy with the person that we're around the most. So I would say just work on your own energy and making yourself the happiest that you can be and living your best life. And then he'll naturally just clue in that he should be living his best life too.
Yep.
So parenting styles and differences to accommodate. Oh, so there is really not much that we disagree on parenting wise, other than you're so nice.
I didn't know how you are so, and I was like,
you're so nice, dangerously nice, to the point where I'm I think we need to be more stern here. Sometimes I feel we're letting the kids get away with too much, and I feel we need to put the foot down. And then he's oh, but I feel bad for her. When Kyla's having a complete fit or whatever, I'm she needs to get it straight. And he's oh, baby, it's okay. And I'm so that's the only thing I think.
I just want to find that balance of being the authority and also being a listener and being emotionally involved with your kid. This is
emotionally open.
So backwards. Yeah. Typically, it's usually the woman
right?
and the man.
Yeah, that's true.
I just don't want to be that authority. You do it this way because I said so, or she's I don't want to do that. Why do I have to do that? Because you have to do it because I said so, and I'm your parent. If you're going to live under my roof, you're going to do what I said. I am not going to be that parent at all.
Yeah, so that's not who I want to be.
I kind of want to dig into why are you doing this, and let's talk about this and let's get that way. And I'm talking she's only 4 years old, but I think the earlier you start with them, you try to rationalize with them and you talk with them through logic, as opposed to just laying down the hammer and like, I'm your parent. I'm not saying that's what you do, but that's the approach that I'm trying to take with my kids, is to try to understand why they're doing the things they're doing and try to talk them through it.
Yeah, but like, for example, bedtime, I feel like is a really good example of this. He has so much patience that he'll allow bedtime to take 2 hours sometimes. Like, she's supposed to go down around 8. Sometimes she'll be up until 10 or later. Like, just playing games and manipulating, pulling tricks, you know?
But when you say she's up, she's in her room.
She's in her room.
We're reading books. It's not like she's up watching TV and downstairs. It's like we're in the room, we're doing the bedtime routine. Sometimes it just takes longer than others.
Right, exactly. But I'm saying when it's me, I'm like, no stories, no toys. Like, you're in the bed, you're laying your head down, I'm singing you songs, stroking your back, like you are going to bed. Like, I'm not going to put up with you playing Barbies for 2 hours. So I'm just saying, like, I'm a little bit more strict in a way in my parenting style. I'm like, you are going to bed right now. No excuses.
You guys comment below. Are you surprised at
which one of us
I bet you a lot of people probably think it would have been the other way around.
Probably, yeah. I think typically it's the man who puts the foot down, but in our relationship it's flipped. Melissa Ann K says, how do you stay connected with the demands of 2 children? That's a great question, because I definitely have felt some distance grow between us. Like, I'll be 100% honest, like in those early times when it was so demanding with the newborn needing me all the time, then...
Distance between who?
Between you and me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you did too, right?
Of course, yeah, because
we're not able to spend time with each other because I'm constantly with the newborn, right? And then, so that I think kind of put some separation between us. Plus, you know, there's no space for intimacy because there's always another being in your bed. Like, our kids both slept in our bed for the first 9 months. So,
I mean, the other thing is, when we did have the newborn, when Cody was born, obviously it was Jessica and Cody most of the time, and then that led me to have
bond
to take
more with Kyla.
More of the responsibility for Kyla, and it was funny because when we had Kyla originally, then I took more responsibility for Bruno, which he's right over there. And because there's only so much a dad can do with a newborn. Yeah,
exactly.
And
but it was like all nursing all the time.
Again, like, it's just, how do you stay connected? You just gotta like make it a priority, like you were saying. And we're not perfect by any means, but I feel, again, like, if you put us against the average population, I feel like we have have done well with everything that's on our shoulders.
One tip that I would suggest is to, whenever you do find those little moments, like, don't take for granted the power of like a little moment. Like, if you can just take 1 second to look your partner in the eyes and say, like, how are you? I care about you. I miss you. Like, I love you, you know, just even if it's just a blip in time, like, it's meaningful. It's so meaningful. And just don't ever let like days or weeks go on where you haven't made an effort to like at least let the person know that you care. So that's one thing. I know for you personally, like, me telling you that I appreciate you and like all those words of affirmation are so important. And I know that about him. So even though that's not my natural style of like how I love someone, I work on it. Yeah, like I make an effort to say things.
I think the majority of men's love language is signs of, like, I
admiration
always say, like,
and respect.
Men are just dogs. Like, tell us, pat us on the head. You did good. You did good. Good job. Like, we are. That's why we're dogs are man's best friend, because like we understand that, and that's how.
And what's so amazing about that is that when you show that love and appreciation, then you get more good deeds coming back at you. Like, when you cook for me and I tell you how good it is, like, that makes you want to cook for me more. So it's just like everything goes smoother. I think you have to be the one to initiate it, but then once you do, that person's going to reciprocate, and then the love is just like, you know, flowing better. Yeah. So if you've been afraid to make that connection, to be the one that reaches out, don't be afraid, because somebody has to do it first. So it's going to be you. So Melissa Ann, okay, same person, asked another question. Did you notice a shift in your relationship after 2 kids? Like, it's harder, quotes, harder.
I would say so, for sure. Like,
well, I mean, yes and no, because I think there was like obviously more permanence to our relationship. It's like, once you have kids, you know you're with this person forever.
Well, I mean, I'm not talking about our situation, but the statistics don't lie. Just because you have kids doesn't mean you're with that person forever.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess you could not be married forever, but you're still attached to that person forever. You know what I'm saying? Like you're never going to get rid of that person. So I think in a way that made it almost easier for me because I know that we're going to be there through thick and thin, no matter what goes on between us. But I don't know, it's harder in some ways.
The way it just goes back to the other question is like you don't have as much time for each other again because you have the kids involved, and then it puts a strain on having our time. Unfortunately, right now we're actually alone for the first time, and I don't know how long.
Yeah,
and
this is
we just were like, this is so amazing that
That's why we actually have time to make a video. But I don't know if
shift in your relationship. I don't know. It's not like necessarily a shift. It's just it's a different life stage. Like we were going through a different life stage. It's a season of life that's going to pass. Like once the kids are off to school, we're gonna have more time with each other. Once they go, they continually get older. It's gonna just be a different stage. But right now we're just in the heat of it.
Yeah, and I guess it definitely does shift because instead of seeing this person as your boyfriend or your husband, you now see them as the father of your kids, and it's like I feel like I even call you daddy, like give this plate to daddy, and so you know what I mean. You have a new persona than you used to have when you were just my husband.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that, but call me daddy.
No, I know. I'm not saying I call you daddy, but I'm saying I use the word daddy for your name. So it's like in my mind, you're the dad.
That's what she said last night.
Like, oh my God. Anyhow, I definitely feel like because of what we mentioned before. No, I'm not cutting anything out. Because of what we mentioned before, like the little efforts we make to still show each other love, I still feel like that. Our connection is still really strong, and I still definitely have the hots for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay. Yeah. Okay, so Gabs, are you guys living normal life despite COVID with your kids, or are there limitations? Really good question. There's definitely limitations. Like we already mentioned, we have nowhere to go with the kids. We've been going to parks recently, started in the last 2 months, but there were 4 or 5 months where we weren't even going to the park, So it's been tough. So we're not living normal life, but I mean, in some ways we are. We're still working out. We're still doing things that we do.
We're trending back that way now. Like here in Southern California, like gyms just opened back up again, restaurants just opened back up again, but there's still limitations. Like you got to wear masks.
Definitely.
There's still like the way that society's going now. You look at a stranger and you kind of get that little bit of that, ick feeling. Like,
do you have the germs?
They got the COVID. They got the vid, the Rona. You got the Rona?
Yeah, and then also even with our own friends, we're like, do you guys want to hang out?
Because some of them,
we want to hang out, but we don't know if you're okay with hanging out. It's just so there's definitely it's a strange time to be living in. So I would say no, we're not living our normal life, but we're doing, we're trying to get as close to possible as something that feels normal. Yeah, we miss normal life for sure.
I think just like everybody's ready. Plus, we're not traveling.
Yeah, 0 travel in the last 9 months.
Yep.
Anyhow, okay, so that wraps it up. I think we said everything that we wanted to say about marriage and relationships and parenting. I mean, I love this topic and I want to talk more about it and help you guys with knowledge that has helped us. But I think the biggest thing that we can share with you is just to make effort, I guess. Make effort on all things. Like what kind of parent do you want to be? What kind of partner do you want to be? Like set goals for yourself and then actually do things
and just don't try to be perfect.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, we are definitely not perfect.
No.
And don't look at social media and think these people are perfect or this person's perfect, because it's not. Social media is a highlight reel of people's lives. So don't put your real life up against someone else's highlight reel, because that's just a dangerous thing to.
It'll just make you feel bad about yourself. And about real struggles that you're going through. But instead, you just set goals. And you have hopes and dreams for what you want your life to become. And then you just think about strategies. How can I get there? And one way is by connecting with your partner or parenting your kids the way you want them to be parented.
And I even think most therapists would say that having fights is actually healthy.
Yeah, we fight sometimes.
There's no fights, there's no passion. So, I mean, don't take my word for it. That's just what I hear. But
no, but I agree. I think yeah, I wouldn't want our life to be without fights.
I would.
No, I wouldn't. Because
I would, but it's not like
I know, I mean,
that's what you should strive.
it would be easier if we agreed on everything all the time, but we do agree on most things most of the time. So I think it's okay and it's healthy when we have those occasional disagreements. It's usually that time of the month for me when you say something that offends me. Yeah, that happens.
I'm not going there.
About once every 28 days.
Let's just end it there.
Okay.
I don't want to have something come up. Like that time I had my iPhone, or I didn't put an iPhone case on my phone.
I insisted that he put a case on his iPhone. That didn't go well.
Anyway, this was fun.
Yeah, was it? You want to do it again?
Thanks for having me on your show.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy I've started my YouTube channel back up again, and I have more things that I want to share. And yeah, maybe we'll do some family vlogs so you can actually see us parenting and
that's what I do.
partnering.
That's what I do on my channel.
Yeah, you can watch Brad's vlog.
Yeah, Brad got through TV. A lot of family. You see my side of the stuff as a dad, and you're in it as well. Fitness, family, got some sneakers, lots of fun. So come join me over there. Can you put a little button right here? Ding, subscribe.
Of course. Of course. Okay, I'll see you guys at the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.